guys, it's Alicia here. Hope everybody is having a great day. None other. I am here to give y'all a wrestling talk because we're going to be talking about two stories today. I have another story that I'm working on for the next day, but I need to get this out first. So I'm here to talk about Logan Paul signing. That's going to be towards the end of the video. And I also want to talk about Franky Monet, better known as Taya Valkyrie, and where did WWE go wrong of dropping the ball and stuff. So we're going to start with Franky Monet, Taya Valkyrie. So I think everybody has heard of Taya Valkyrie. Taya Valkyrie for several years was part of Lucha Libre and Lucha Libre Underground. Okay, she has wrestled, and as y'all know, before she came to WWE, she wrestled in TNA Impact, and now she's back on TNA. Okay, to me, I feel like everybody on Twitter is reacting very well to the somebody had asked the question, who did WWE, of all the women that WWE released, who did they drop the ball on? And I said, oh, Franky Monet, better known as Taya Valkyrie. And she goes, why? I said, she's a credible wrestler. I said she came with credibility, and she was a credible wrestler. She was once in Lucha Libre and Lucha Libre Underground and in TNA, and now she's back in TNA. To me, where WWE dropped the ball, you already had her husband on the main roster, so it would have made more sense to put her on that main roster. Think during that time period, what we could have had with her being on that main roster. We could have had Franky Monet with her done. And let me just tell y'all this. I don't think she should have done the name Franky Monet. That was their biggest mistake. That was their biggest mistake right there. The biggest mistake was having her done the name Franky Monet. Franky Monet. That was their number one biggest mistake. They should have found a way to work with the name she's been known for so many years. Taya Valkyrie. I think she owns her wrestling name and stuff. And they should have known, oh, wait, this is John Morrison's wife. Wait, let's get her on that main. We need to get her on the main roster. And then they should have gone, and like John Morrison, men should be going up the back. At the time, men should have been going up to the back for John Morrison's wife saying, wait, she comes with credibility. The only time I'm going to mention men should have been telling Vince McMahon, oh, wait, she comes with credibility. She was once in Lucha Libre. She was in Lucha Libre Underground. None other. Ricochet and Rey Mysterio should have been coming and talking to Vince and saying, hold up, you need her on the main roster. Because I want y'all to think about it. Think about we had got a match with Taya Valkyrie versus Becky Lynch. Taya Valkyrie versus Sasha Banks. Just think of matches we could have gotten. Taya Valkyrie versus Naomi. Now, that would have been a good match. Both of them are high flyers. They both kind of like high flyers. Taya Valkyrie versus Sasha Banks. Matches we could have gotten. But WWE dropped the ball. And I really would say the biggest part, the saddest thing about it is we could have got a lot more from her if WWE did not give her the name Franky Monet. And now I wouldn't be too surprised they try to use that name since they already own it. Since WWE owns that name, I wouldn't be too surprised they try to use it for somebody else. Wouldn't be too surprised. And like I'm saying, everybody was like saying, wow, you calling WWE out on that. And I said, I have to, because I've been calling WWE out on a lot of crap for the last few years since 2015. That's how long I've been doing this. I've been calling WWE out on their crap, the way they treat the female wrestlers and title belt contentions for the men and women's division. I've been calling that out for years. And this is not the first time of me talking about this. I mean, and I will come back at a later date and talk about Dana Peraza because I really got to talk about that. And so I really got to talk about that. So now we're going to talk about, and I want to hear from y'all. The question of the day when it comes to that, do y'all think WWE really dropped the ball when it came to Taya Valkyrie, better known as Franky Monet? Franky Monet, better known as Taya Valkyrie and stuff. Do y'all think they kind of dropped the ball? And should she have gotten the, I'm going to say, the AJ style treatment? And should she have been put from the beginning on the main roster, or was it suited for her to be at NXT? Let me hear from y'all. Okay, so now we're finna to talk about Logan Paul. So when I got up this morning and I got up to the news, my Twitter was going off like crap this morning. And everybody's going, Logan Paul just signed a multi-million-dollar contract with WWE. Okay, at first I thought people were just pulling a leg, but no. I came on YouTube, looked up Pro Wrestling Unlimited. That's where I get all of my facts, because they tell mostly a lot of facts and a lot of truth and stuff. And they verified it. And as any of y'all who has been on my YouTube channel for the last year knows, I hate when WWE signs, well, not hate, I dislike when WWE signs non wrestlers. By what I mean by non-wrestlers, people who comes from another sport and they have to learn how to wrestle. Okay, we saw Logan Paul this past year in a pay-per-view with the Miz, and you know the Miz turned on him. Okay, so I just thought it was just like a semi, not a multi-million-dollar contract, but I was just thinking, okay, this is just a one-time only contract. So I was just reading through everything and stuff, and that's when I realized when I saw the multi-million-dollar contract, and it did not give no stipulations for how long he was going to be signed. That's when I realized, okay, WWE just signed him. Okay, as y'all know, Logan Paul is an influencer, and he's an occasional boxer. So what makes him a credible, and I have to say this, what makes him a credible wrestler? Y'all know I did a video about this a year ago. I did a video about this in February 24th of 2021 called WWE Why WWE Keeps Signing Non-Wrestlers versus Indie Wrestlers. And I'm going to actually put that down in below. Y'all can go to my YouTube, come to my YouTube channel and look that up, because let me just tell you something. When I heard this, first and foremost, a multi-million-dollar contract, Vince. So what y'all doing? Taking Sasha Banks, the money that Sasha Banks and Naomi is supposed to be getting, and giving it to him? Huh? Think about that, y'all. That's that. So I'm going, hold up, wait a minute. Bad Bunny was a one-off contract. We have had several celebrities that was one-off contracts. But you gotta think, so mostly half of those wrestlers that we have on there now, and somebody said, oh, well, good, he's on there. We might have some better wrestlers coming in. He's a better guy to come in and probably can dethrone Roman Reigns. I'm going, excuse me, he is not on the same caliber as Roman Reigns. I'm sorry. And my thing is, I'm getting tired of WWE signing non-wrestlers. So as y'all know, they have this deal where they have college students be at events, have certain college athletes from different sports to be some kind of like it's sort of like the development sponsorship, ambassadors, WWE ambassadors from different sports, and they are, ambassadors and stuff. And then once the contract is up, they have the option to, have a development, get a development deal contract. So I'm just going to tell y'all, I really feel like, because like, if you think about it, Roman Reigns and Jay and Jimmy Uso, they all come from collegiate football. But because everybody was trying to trying to say, oh, him coming in is good. But then they are pairing people who came from different wrestlers that's already there, that has built a career, to Logan Paul. How can you, and I'm just going to say, how can you pair Logan Paul to Roman Reigns and Jay and Jimmy Uso, who at one point, yeah, all three of them was part of collegiate football, but they was born into this sport. It was going to be obvious that they was going to come into this sport regardlessly. Same as Jay and Jimmy Uso's little brother, who is part of the, NXT, and I'll get on him at a later date. Okay, so then you got Baron Corbin, who comes from the NFL. He was once part of the NFL. I think some of y'all might not even know that Baron Corbin was part of the NFL. All right, let's move on. The one that started it all, Bill Goldberg and The Rock. Both of them came from college football, and they came into the wrestling industry. Okay. John Cena, I think he did some other sport before he came in and stuff and things. So you have different people, and then think of former wrestlers. They came from different parts. But let's talk about one main person we have to come and talk about. None other, no disrespect to her. I love her, I love seeing her wrestle, but I have to talk about Lash Legend. Lash Legend, real name is Arian Howard. She comes from none other basketball. And I want to ask y'all this. Can a female who used to be a basketball player, I'm just saying, who used to be a basketball player, get a development deal with WWE? And the way that she shows now, she shows she's good. I will agree that she is good, but it looks like she had to do a lot of training to get where she's at, to get me to say, is that plausible that WWE, with the practice that they are doing by signing non-wrestlers, are they overlooking every male, female tag team in the indie circuit? Are they doing that and stuff? Because to me, I really feel like because if you remember the guy they said that was going to be the next Brock Lesnar? He was only there for only a year. And if you remember earlier this year, that guy was released. I want y'all to see if y'all remember that, because I do talk about it in that video that I posted on the 4th to 24th of 2021. And my thing is it right for WWE to overlook the indie wrestlers just to get wrestlers from another sport? Because if you think about it, Ronda Rousey comes from UFC. Sonya Deville comes from UFC. Shayna Baszler comes from UFC. Y'all getting what I'm talking about? Mostly anybody who was connected to Ronda Rousey was once part of WWE and on NXT. But if you don't see two of them no more, that means they was released. I remember that. I know it was Shafir. I know she was released. But I want to ask y'all, is it right that WWE keeps signing non-wrestlers to development deal contracts and contracts for the WWE? That's that. And then the other thing we need to literally think about is, can we see them as credible champions? That's the next thing. Can we see these, everybody that I named, who WWE recently are now signing, who comes from a different sport? Can they come in and be credible champions? That's all I have time for, y'all. Until then, I'm Alicia. Don't forget to thumbs up this video, comment below, and subscribe to my channel. Bye.